I'm so used to it now.
Before we get into the topic, I had another question. What happened with the Red Cafe situation?
You know what? Red Cafe is an artist trying to make it himself, and I don't feel like that made any sense to sign to somebody that's trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do.
Right.
So, you know, at the time it seemed like a great idea. You know, he had a hot record and had a couple hot records, but you know, I think I'm so independent and strong and need to control things. It just wasn't gonna work, you know. And I wish him all the best, man. No beef, nothing like that. But I just want to focus on myself and let him focus on himself. That was the best way to go about it.
That was the best decision you ever made.
Yeah, I agree.
He's been out for a long time.
Yeah.
And he always had that one hit song, but it's like
for the summer and then it goes away.
Exactly. And I just feel like it's hard. Like, it's only one number one spot. We can't both be number one. And we were like fighting for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, it's better off.
So, I mean, speaking of that, that's kind of goes with our topic today for women in the industry, because you're a woman.
You called him a woman?
Speaking of that. So, yeah, we were kind of talking about that. Like, we were giving you a little update on our past shows with, like, situations where women have had to handle situations, when women have been called opportunists in situations, and being that you are a woman in the industry, like, do you feel that you come across that a lot as men being kind of like barriers? Like, is it hard to, well, you tell me, like, do you feel like
in relationships,
relationship wise,
business, like, is it like if you not putting your lips or you ain't doing this, doing this damn thing, then that ain't happening? Does that happen a lot?
I do feel like in this industry, since it is male dominated, that's something that's not a secret. I do feel like a lot of women tend to use their vagina to get ahead. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it might work for temporary, but nobody's going to respect that person. So it's like you get to a certain point with that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Hard work may take a little longer, but at the same time, that's something that I earned, and that's the respect that I earned.
And no one can take that from you.
Nobody can take that from me. And, you know, people could try to throw dirt on your name like I've had happen to me, you know.
I was going to
I've had, you know,
what's her name again? Winter.
She doesn't have a name. Yeah. But, you know, you work real hard on your reputation and, you know, having people respect you. And then you have one person that's a known whore that just comes out and calls you out of your name.
It's always like that.
You know what I mean? It's always like that. But, you know, the relationships that you build when you do it the right way will be so strong that somebody like that will never phase any of those relationships that you made.
Right.
So I feel like the best way to go about it is to, you know, take care of your business, do the hard work, take the long way if you got to. At the end of the day, nobody's going to be able to take that away from you. Don't skip steps. You know what I mean? Put your groundwork in, and therefore you're building yourself up. So I think that's the best thing to do.
And you are surrounded by dudes.
Yeah. I like to, you know,
full of dudes.
yeah, like my niggas hold me down, you know what I mean? And I'm grateful for that. And, you know, some people be like, you know, why you hang out with a bunch of dudes? Because I can. And, you know, I don't fuck my niggas. It ain't like, oh, me and I done fuck like 10 of my niggas. No. Like, that's not how it is. Like, that's my family. And, you know, anytime I come up, they come up. Like, and that just is what it is. You know what I mean? It's family before anything. So. You know, some bitches, they jealous because they want to fuck with my niggas. But they can come on, like, you know, come on over. Like, there's a lot of them. They're attractive.
Have you ever had to handle a situation? Like, did you ever have two joints around, maybe?
That's like the most uncomfortable situation. But you know, the great thing about me right now is that I have a lot of people always want to talk to me. So I was like, all right, I'm going to be right back.
That's my favorite shit.
I'm going to be right back. But like with me, it's great because, you know, since I do have a lot of guys around me, a lot of guys don't want to come around me. So, you know, I'm chilling. I pretty much play the same spot all night. People will come over to me, but, you know, it is what it is. You got to keep your hoes in check.
Exactly.
The main hoe handler that we always tip our hat to is Rihanna in this spot.
Listen, she's a whole different situation.
She's a hoe handler.
She's a whole different.
Everything.
I don't know if she really handled them. She had a lot of issues with them, actually.
Well, I mean, she got beat up, but I mean,
they fought each other.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she never gets it's the finger's never pointed at her. They'll fight each other and still fuck with her.
I mean, I don't think they could jump her in the club.
Nah, they can't do that.
Chris Brown and Drake gonna gang up on her and just start full Nelson.
But they'll still fuck with her. After that, that's where I
Well,
feel
she's
like,
Rihanna, so
Right.
at the end of the day, you know, she's the hottest thing out right now. So you know, what would you do if you was a guy?
Word.
Yeah, I'll be right there next to starting from the bottom now. Yeah.
Now let's go in the studio.
Exactly. Like, oh, you could do this record for me.
For real.
You know what I mean? It sound alright to me.
That's so funny.
But I know y'all was talking about the opportunist thing too. And that's something that comes across a lot. And I feel like with me, I'll call myself an opportunist because I'm going to take hold of any opportunity that gets given to me because that's what you're supposed to do. Like if I'm in, well, first of all, I do all my stuff right.
Yeah.
See, there's bad opportunists. There's opportunists like people that hang around a person just because they know. That's not what, like with me, I work hard. And if somebody gives me an opportunity, I'm going to take advantage of it. You know, I'm really good friends with my homeboy. He's the president of Atlantic. He introduced me to Stephen Hill the other day. And he's the president of BET. So when I came and said, oh, nice to meet you, and I was shy, really like, okay, nice to meet you. Then I went to my homeboy like, yeah, he need to make me the host of BET. He's like, oh, you talking all that shit?
Now.
Why you ain't say nothing to him? And that's what made me realize, like, you know what, from now on, I'm going to make sure I'm an opportunist. And I'm going to take control of that opportunity. That's the president of Atlantic introduced me to the president of BET. There's no better situation. But you acting scary is gonna make sure that you don't have no money in your pocket.
But there's a difference between now if he introduced you and he was interested, like, yeah, let me take you on a date, blah blah blah.
I feel like that's whole handed. That's it. I feel like y'all mixing it too. Maybe I'm figuring stuff out different. But I would look at that like, come on, you hoe. Like I was introducing you to him because you're an artist. That's so y'all can fuck.
But
that's what
see,
they're like opportunists would do. Like they'll take that shortcut. Like, oh, I'm gonna have sex with this dude. And we gonna move on, and I'm gonna be.
He gonna play all my shit on BET.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be part owner of BET.
I feel like that's a whole different. That's worse than an opportunist. You know what I mean? Like I said, when I think of opportunist, I think of somebody that takes advantage of things.
The good side.
The good side. And you know, maybe everybody don't think like that. I think there's people that use people. You know what I mean? I think there's people that try to step on people to get to the top. You know what I mean? But taking advantage of an opportunity, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that.